Hillary Clinton is playing a very dangerous game. I do not want somebody of her stature to legitimate these kind of tactics against anybody.
Hillary Clinton has called Tulsi Gabbard a Russian asset. Now, I mean, it would be one thing if she had some evidence, but she doesn't. And it would also be one thing if there was some strategy to this, if there was a reason that she, that this would benefit Hillary by saying this. But it's not. I mean, there is no reason at all for Hillary Clinton to have done this. And in fact, all she has done is now, lit a fire under Tulsi Gabbard supporters and really put Tulsi Gabbard back in the spotlight. I mean, this story is helping Tulsi Gabbard. So if Hillary Clinton is angry at Tulsi still for back in 2016 when Tulsi dropped out of the Democratic National Committee to endorse Bernie Sanders, and Gabbard talked about how she felt the internal pressure to conform and support Hillary Clinton. If Hillary Clinton is still angry about that 3 years later, I mean, Jesus, get over it. Like, this is actually, it's 4 years later now. Like, this is insane that Hillary Clinton is still thinking about this, that she's even still thinking about Tulsi Gabbard at all during this race. I mean, Tulsi Gabbard, no offense to you Gabbard supporters, Tulsi's polling at like 1%. She's not really in this race. There's no reason at all for Hillary Clinton to bring this up. But I want to show you this because this is actually the media doing its job, to be honest with you. CNN covers this properly, so you're going to hear about Hillary Clinton, or you're going to hear Hillary Clinton call Gabbard a Russian asset. I mean, I guess you could be kind of surprised here, but they deserve credit. Van Jones and I think it's Aaron Burnett on CNN, both are on the other side of this and are in support of Tulsi Gabbard here. Watch.
In a recent podcast, Clinton says Russians are grooming a 2020 presidential contender. That candidate is Tulsi Gabbard. Here's Hillary Clinton.
I'm not making any predictions, but I think they've got their eye on somebody who's currently in the Democratic primary and are grooming her to be the third-party candidate. She's the favorite of the Russians. They have a bunch of sites and bots and other ways of supporting her so far. And that's assuming Jill Stein will give it up, which she might not, because she's also a Russian asset.
Okay, so just a fact, huh? Tulsi Gabbard's a Russian asset and Jill Stein's a Russian asset. Out front now, Van Jones, host of the Van Jones Show. So that's how she puts it out there. I mean,
she's playing a very dangerous game. I mean, Hillary Clinton, if you're concerned about disinformation, if you're concerned, what the Russians do is they spread disinformation, they get us divided against each other. That is what just happened. Just throw out some information, disinformation, smear somebody. She is Hillary Clinton. She's a legend. She's going to be in the history books. She's a former nominee of our party, and she just came out against a sitting U.S. Congresswoman, a decorated war veteran, and somebody who's running for the nomination of our party with just a complete smear and no facts.
She called her a Russian asset as a fact, and as you point out, sitting U.S. Congresswoman.
A sitting U.S. Congresswoman. Now, this is a very, very dangerous game, and there's a backstory here. And there's two sides to every story. Let's not forget, Tulsi Gabbard was picked out by the Democratic Party establishment and put at the top of the DNC. They thought she was going to be their golden girl. And she got in that position, the DNC, and she looked around. She saw Debbie Wasserman Schultz and other people, Clinton allies, doing stuff they shouldn't have been doing in the primary. And Tulsi publicly quit and then endorsed Bernie Sanders. And it's been payback hell ever since.
And that's what we are here.
So, yeah, I mean, that's exactly right. That's what I guess this is about. I mean, there's no other reason for Hillary to be going after Tulsi Gabbard right now. There was no thinking at all involved on Hillary's part here. Again, she has no facts, so there's no reason to even say this. But even if, I mean, just in terms of politics, in terms of strategy, if she thought this would help her, help Hillary or hurt Tulsi, it's not doing either of those things. I mean, it really shows you just how completely disconnected Hillary Clinton is from reality. I mean, this hasn't benefited her at all. And in fact, I believe she has now, I don't have the story in front of me, but she has now dropped out of an event that Tulsi Gabbard is going to appear at. So, I mean, if anything, it's actually hurt Hillary and her ability to speak to more people, which she still appears to want to do. All right. One more clip here. This is Tulsi Gabbard's response, and I'll say what I feel about that after this clip.
Gabbard's responded with a tweet storm. She says, "Thank you, Hillary Clinton. You, the queen of warmongers, embodiment of corruption and personification of the rot that has sickened the Democratic Party for so long, have finally come out from behind the curtain. From the day I announced my candidacy, there has been a concerted campaign to destroy my reputation. We wondered who was behind it and why. Now we know it was always you. Through your proxies and powerful allies in the corporate media and war machine, afraid of the threat I pose, it's now clear this primary is between you and me. Don't cowardly hide behind your proxies. Join the race directly."
Yeah, getting kind of hot. It's getting kind of hot, and this is a problem. We're headed down this spiral staircase. You had a Pelosi and Trump. They had a big blow up there. Whoever you blame, you can't be proud of America when you have food fights breaking out in the White House between the top leadership. You can't be proud when we can't have a primary without the former nominee jumping on a podcast, throwing out aspersions, and then we're in a tweet war. We got real problems in America. But I'm telling you, Hillary Clinton's playing a very dangerous game. I do not want somebody of her stature to legitimate these kind of tactics against anybody. If you've got real evidence, come forward with it. But if you're just going to smear people casually on podcasts, you're playing right into the Russians' hands.
Yeah. So as you can see, it's impressive that CNN is on 100% on the correct side of this issue. I just want to comment on what Tulsi Gabbard replied to Hillary Clinton with. I agree with pretty much all of it, but saying that this primary Tulsi saying that this primary is between Hillary and her, really? Come on. Come on now. Tulsi, you're like 1%. Like, yeah. And Hillary's definitely not in the primary. I mean, I guess you could say she's hurting your campaign, but if anything, I think she's helping your campaign here. Yeah, so this whole thing is just kind of crazy, but got to give credit to CNN. And I've also seen Jake Tapper also be on the correct side of this, saying how, it's absurd that Hillary's going after Tulsi Gabbard, calling her a Russian asset. So CNN appears to be on the correct side of this issue. But then again, it's so obvious that Hillary Clinton is in the wrong here that it'd be kind of hard to deny it.